Well, so now the setup's all done, I've got lots of room. Time to plant more seeds. I've gone through randomly, sort of randomly, picked out 21 different seeds I had on hand, except for the 2 that I've been looking forward to. I've got 40 seeds here of Cesky Granat, and I've got 25 seeds of Fred's Redhorn, which cost a small fortune. But those are the 2 I've been waiting to plant. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to get as much done tonight as I can, and hopefully get the all of the 21 planted. I've been going through. I got a couple new guys here. I'll show you quick before I start planting them. I got a couple new Orthias, and this guy's got to be one of my favorites. And it's very similar to a Lithop, where the leaves are actually completely transparent and the light goes through them, which is the really cool part about these guys. I got a couple other different cultivars of this coming in, and there's the name of that guy there. I know it's not a Lithop, but I really like the guy, so I thought I'd show you. I'm just going through making the labels up for the plant tags that are going to go on the seeds, and this is how I do it. I use the label maker. The tape's pretty expensive from a local store. I paid about $32 with the tax and everything for a single cassette tape. And what I use is the smallest one I could find. But you can actually get wider ones too. What I got in there right now is a 1/2 inch, and you can actually print 2 lines on it instead of a single line, which I prefer to use for what I'm doing with the labels. You can just simply change it out and switch it to whatever you want. They come in all different styles, but if you go online, you can order these tapes for about $5 a piece, free shipping. So I'm gonna order a whole whack of them, and probably a couple different styles. I want to try to separate what I have to water in winter and what goes dormant, and that way there's no confusion when I go through watering everything. But yeah, you just go through, there's all different settings, and they've really come down in price since I bought mine. I've had mine for quite a few years now, and I was just looking at them today when I went and bought my new tape, and I seen them for under $40, so definitely way cheaper than they used to be. But they're waterproof and perfect for doing your plant labels. So I put everything in that I wanted to for the label. All I have to do is hit print. And that's it. I got a waterproof label that I just cut the pieces that don't have anything on them, and it's got a line down the middle on the back where you can easily pull off the backing, and it'll stick to pretty much anything. And you can just hit this with 2 hands and it'll cut. Simple as that. So what I do after I got the labels done, I take these plant tags. You can buy them bulk. It's about $40, I believe, if I remember correctly, for about 1,000 of them, I think I got. So I cut the ends off, and I got a nice little hard piece of plastic that I can just stick down in. I prefer to do it that way than use the whole thing. That way it's not taking up any of the light and casting a shadow on them. And for some of the bigger, newer stuff that I've been getting, I've been putting it right on the side of the pot instead of putting it right in the top of the plant itself, which is not ideal, but for the small amount that I do have, like I don't have a full-size greenhouse, and you know what I mean. I know what plants I do have, so this kind of works out a little bit better. Just kind of running through briefly how I plant my seeds. I know I've got another video on it, and not everyone goes back through all the videos, which I don't blame you. But what I do, I've got my soil mix that I use. It's 3 parts concrete sand that you can easily get here in Canada, and 1 part potting soil. Mix it up really good, and it's the concrete sand. I don't know if you can see in here, but it's got a lot of fine stone and some small sand in it. But I pre-mix it. I try to make a pretty decent amount, that way I can get quite a few pots done in one shot. Then on top of it, I put a thin layer of agricultural sand, and the seedlings will root down through it and get down to where there's nutrients in that for them. But in the bottom of the pot, I just put some fabric in there, just cheesecloth, whatever. Paper towel is going to break down sooner or later, so I try not to use that. But that way it plugs the holes, you got well drainage, and I sprinkle the seeds on top. That's about it. And then I put it in the incubator, and good to go. So here are the otzeniana seeds, and if you hold it up to the light, you can see that there's a couple throughout the packet. So I try to flick them down and get them all down into one corner. If I can't do that, I'll just take note of where they are, and after I dump out the other seeds and spread them out, I'll go back and carefully open up the package and get it out so I can get it into the pot. And I'll go through and make sure there's none left in there. But you definitely want to hold them up to a light. If you get them in a tiny little Ziploc bag, before you even open it, cut the whole top off the Ziploc bag. That way the seeds don't go inside the seam for sealing. Just a little tip I thought I'd give you guys. While the seeds are sprinkled on top, you should be able to make them out. I can tell the difference on what are seeds and what's sand. Like if you look right in the middle of the screen right now, you got the seeds on top. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it in the incubator down there. Same with the other ones. And I'll come back in a couple days and show you what I'm going to do. I've played around with the last month and a half, and showed you guys a couple things I was trying, and I just wanted to figure out how to do it with the warmer temperatures and what I wasn't used to. So I kind of came to a happy medium, and later on I'll show you, I'll do an update video and show you what I'm going to do afterwards in 2 days time. Now here are the seeds for the Fred's Redhorn, and you can see a big difference. Like, they're a good sized seed. Usually lesliei are big, and I find lesliei to be one of the easier lithops to actually grow, which I do recommend everybody if you're starting out trying to grow your own. Try some species of lesliei, and you should have some pretty good luck. So now what I'm going to do with these guys, I'm going to take a toothpick and just going to dab the end in water and pick each individual seed up and place it in the pot. That way I can spread them out. I don't recommend this with smaller seeds, but with the lesliei, if you're careful, you can do it no problem. And try not to disturb it and try not to get it down too far into the soil. But that's my game plan for these guys. I've done it before, and it works out pretty good. And you can separate them and space them out in the pot. Alright, so there it is. The two that I've been waiting to plant are both planted, and I've got a whole pile here yet to plant, and I'll probably work on some tonight, and probably work on the rest tomorrow. But we'll come back in 2 days, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next.